Chris, your lads pushed through that second half. That makes it worse that we've come away with nothing.
Yeah, I suppose it does. The staff are talking in there, they hit the post. It comes back to a lively striker in terms of having killer instinct. We kept him pretty quiet, but he, that's what you get the big bucks for, is to be different than everybody else, and that's what he is at this level. And he managed to stay on side and score the rebound. Of course, when we hit the post before them, ball went out of play. I thought we started better than Bolton, and then I thought Bolton had a real good period for a good 10-15 minutes between probably maybe 5 before they score and 10 after it. We tried to change the shape then at that point. So fair play to them, credit them. Good footballing team at that point. But I just said to him, when footballers, they need testing and putting on the back foot, and unfortunately we didn't get up in them first 10-15 minutes because there were some stray passes from them that would have got probably worse if we could have got that, but we didn't. So got to credit them. And then of course second half you could see how much it means to the players to try and get a goal, and they huffed, put and pushed them back and played some good football ourselves. And the shot count, and I would imagine the corner count is definitely more, but the most important count are goals, and we didn't have that clear cut. I mean, JJ's inches from the cross shot. Louis didn't quite settle. Nick, when he first came on, actually had a great strike with the boys' hands are down by his sides, but you could argue handball or not. But of course, when you come to venues like this, it's very difficult to get that support, especially with no crowd. But I was really pleased with how the players performed.
It's the only difference, isn't it? In their good spell, they got the goal. In our good spells, we didn't convert it into hitting the back of the net.
Yeah, it's about right. But they've got good quality players. They really have, and they've got players that if you give them an extra yard, they can make intelligent football decisions. And I just felt in that 15-20 minute period of the first half, you allowed an extra touch, which allows a better decision from there, and because of that, they can switch play. Second half, they were really against it, and they showed other qualities to stop us scoring. So the two centre halves stood up and they said, "No, you're not going to get a goal." But it's a stud away from JJ. It's can Louis take it after it's his thigh, left-footed, check, and tries to get his shot off. A bit of pushing and pulling on corners actually, but we never got that clear-cut chance.
Moments like this, you can tell how much you hate getting beat. You can tell in your demeanour and everything, but you must come away pleased, particularly with what happened in that second half.
Well, I think everybody in football hates getting beat. I think I owe it to our club and our supporters to try our best to achieve things. We are way apart in terms of the difference in what gets supported to put that squad together compared to ours. They signed 2 players. Doyley won the league last year, didn't he, with Swindon? So you don't leave that just because you, favour to your mate. You do it because it's good for him and his family, and he deserves an opportunity like that because he's an excellent goal scorer. So we've got to try and find a different way, and that's what we've done. But it wasn't capable of getting a goal or beating Bolton tonight.
And you could see we were aside on an unbeaten run. We didn't want to give that up, did we?
No. And I don't want to give up opportunity of trying to achieve something this season either, because the plan changes, but you still need the same amount of things to gain. It just makes it a little bit harder. So, I'm not giving up. The players are definitely not giving up. So they'll have to rest after that. It's a hard-fought game. But we've got 4 opportunities to try our best to we're in a position really where you probably can't get beat, and you've got to try and break 70 points. So that's a tough challenge. But if we do play like that, have a little bit goal for us, and I just said to them there that somebody out the squad who's giving everything can become the man of the moment in terms of them 4 opportunities and really come out that, supported by everybody else, but be special, and it can happen.
It is a 5-point gap, but like you said, it's a gap that can be closed because there are still 4 games and 12 points to play for.
Yeah, but if you're going to get in the playoffs, you're going to have to break 70 points. So that's always been the same from 11 games ago. So it's the same, and we've still got 4 games left, and we can attain that, but we need to make sure, well, we just have to see if it goes for us while we try our best to make it go for us. We worked very hard. We tried our best to change situations in the game to help us, and Bolton were on the back foot, but managed to hold on.
Same resolve in the dressing room from the boys after the result tonight, despite the fact that the gap has widened a little bit to them playoff places.
Never going to get it your own way, never. So it's just the same as it was. It's just harder to do because you've got less opportunity, but it's still there.
Looked like Rod got a dead leg, is that right, in that early part of the first half there?
I've not spoke to him, so I've just been high energised and trying to solve a situation that falls on your feet as a manager early on in the game, and then of course trying to put something together to put Bolton on the back foot, which we did. I've not actually caught up with Rod yet to speak to him, but of course he's struggling. I'm not too sure what it was.
Credit to Nick, isn't it, for the way he came in and did that job?
Yeah, and on a different night, his couple of first touches, you know, he could score nearly almost. So that's football.
The goal they scored, you've already said it. It's about you and Owen Doyle being alive and alert, but that earlier part, could we have done anything differently to stop it?
Yeah, and I've spoke to the players about that. But that's the whole process of learning and progressing. It's not youth development. It's about winning. But we have to get to that point from how we do it, because we can't go out and pay for somebody who's regularly done that in their career. So we have to find a different way. So there's a lot of learning going on, but we've got to learn real quick. And I just shared that with the players of why he's been so successful as a centre forward. Because I feel in the actual game we've got players who've performed better, but he's a match winner. So there's a reason why he's regularly doing that. But the build up to it, yeah, a little bit of that period, they were allowed to take the extra touch for 15-20 minutes. And often from the sideline, you're trying to congeal the player, or you know, and the lads to try and get tighter and higher, to condense the space. But of course, we didn't do it how I would like it, because if we did, they wouldn't have scored.
You said it already, the fact that you need to break 70 points, the focus in that dressing room, it must be clear now exactly what they need to do.
It's been clear from day dot, really, of different things that can happen in a season. When I set out in pre-season, I showed them what we need to do to try and be in the top 3. I showed them what we need to do to try and be in the top 7. I didn't know coronavirus was coming, and I didn't know we'd have 10 games called off, but I did know that I could get a bunch of lads really at it and focused, which we have done, and it's still attainable, but it is harder to achieve. But like I said, nothing's ever straightforward.
What can we expect from Harrogate on Saturday?
Well, a real hard-working League 2 team, that's for sure. And we are basically in a position where we can't really make any big mistakes in results. It's funny, really. You can make mistakes in performance, but still end up winning. It doesn't matter. I think it's all about winning now rather than performance. But the boys performed well tonight, but we couldn't break them down.
Chris, thanks for your time.